What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Everything Bagel featuring the Comic Plug. I am the Comic Plug, and today we're going to talk about absolute Batman. Batman. So, we've known about him for years, and we have all these different stories and all these different writers and artists. But what makes this book so different? Well, is it the different covers? How they depict a Batman? Is it the stockiness of him? Kind of looks like the Snyder verse of it. How Ben Affleck had played him versus, let's say, Patterson or even Bale or Keaton. How about this? Alfred isn't his butler. Alfred isn't even his friend at the beginning. And it seems as though the first few issues, like the first 5 issues, 6 issues, are narrated through the eyes of Alfred. See, Alfred's a contract killer, or he's contracted to do things. And one of the things that he is, and he's being sent to Gotham, which he hates being there because he doesn't like Gotham. And in the big scheme of things, who would? It's like New York. Everyone loves New York, but they also hate it in the same context. That's why no one's pulling for the Knicks. I like how they told the backstory about how he became Batman, but more so, let's talk about the father, where the story leading up is not in an alley, it's not over a watch or jewelry, it's not the Joker holding him up at gunpoint, but it leads us in a story where his father's just taken him, to the zoo. And then they're going to go to the show that his father and his mother had went to go see when they first met. And I kind of really enjoyed that and thought it was nice. Then they cut to, who's going to be kind of like the main villain of the first arc called the Zoo, which is kind of cool. Who is going to be in the shadow? Last name Sionis, but is also understood to possibly be the Black Mask. I thought that was a really good aspect of it. Then we have the party animals, this uncontrollable lot. In the beginning, we think that just random stuff that they're doing, like when they break into the town hall meeting, and a hardcore line is "Hi Jimmy, bye Jimmy," and then he lets them have it. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, there's certain aspects about this incarnation of Batman which are appealing, not just to the hardcore, you know, Batman fans out there, but the casual Batman fans. I am what's defined as a casual Batman fan. I do like Batman. The problem is that I don't like that they have 95 different runs of him. And every like 2 years, they come up with a different incarnation. And it's pretty much the exact same. But this one's a little different. This guy has gadgets, they're cool. This guy has the violence that we want to see in a comic book, but he also does it without the fatality that we think that he should. He has the raw rage that that I would feel like a common person would have, of being held down and not getting the point across. Now let's cut back to, the day that his father got offed, and it was just his father protecting him. Says, hey, just stay in here, don't come out, no matter what you hear. That's the father love, or I should say, the father's love that he would have for his children, not just his son. It's sad, in any sense of it. Then we get the background of why Bruce is the way it is. He's genius intellect. At an early age, he was an engineer in his mind. He had all this testing done on him. And then as he got older, he took up all these different factions and all these different learning and creative avenues to make him better and better. He even worked in different aspects of the infrastructure of the city, from the sewers all the way down to the building and engineering of it. Heck, when he was a little kid, he designed a bridge that was collapsible based on a bat wing. Kind of a hint right there. And I like how they hint around and they just dance around the Joker in the episode too. It was kind of cool. And then we have the meeting up of, let's say, Batman and Alfred, or Bruce and Alfred, which was kind of cool because Alfred kind of side eyes him and admires him a little bit, but in the same context, he respects what this kid is doing. And to know that Batman is both a vigilante and a hero, or some would say an anti hero, is kind of great. To know that he, in the same context, this absolute Batman version not only wants to save the city, but he wants the city to burn. It's kind of that duality and the dichotomy that one would have with themselves. Then we're introduced to Barbara Gordon. And keep in mind that Barbara Gordon and the Gordons have a relationship with the Waynes, because you have the mother is still alive. Like, that's unheard of, right? In anything, Martha's still alive. What is that? And she's going to be a political partner to Gordon as he's running for mayor. And I think that's a good twist on it. And then we come to find out that all of Bruce's buddies are actually villains. If you think about it, they're all villains or going to be villains. From Croc to Two-Face, I mean, they're all there. I mean, it's kind of weird. But I like that his close-knit friends are going to be his enemies. Who else, right? Who else? Then we have the ultimate meetup between Alfred and Batman, and where Alfred's like, "Hey kid, you're a detective, but you're not that great." And then here we go. Bruce pulls in some of his construction. And where does he get these gadgets from? Well, he creates them because he's a genius. He's probably taking all these off-cast kind of things and he's making them something useful for him. And it's to get a point across and things of that nature. I love the design of the bat wings that he has for his capes and how his cape is designed. And it goes into like how he did that and what was the thought process. Because in one entire issue, it seems like they went ahead and backlogged everything. Different artists, real grainy, real simple, kind of like the older like Batman style when it came down to it, of how he got to that point, training and everything. And that's something that I like, that they waited till about the third or fourth episode or book to even do this. I know you guys are thinking, man, I've collected Absolute Batman now for over a year and I have all these variant covers and things like that. Well, I do too. And I always get cover A and I always get like at least a variant cover of Absolute Batman because it's Batman. Now, I had never opened up one of my books. I have never read an Absolute Batman, not one. Not until I went to my LCS and I bought the free comic book day special. And I was able to like take my time and physically read. And I thought, wow, I know I'm late to the party on this, but I want to talk about it. And why not do it here? It winds up being such a great and gritty story that I thoroughly have enjoyed, and how he meets up with the party animals and then he meets up with the Black Mask and Sionis, and he goes and takes him on one-on-one. And believe me when I say, they got the best of him, man. They were waiting for him. They set traps for him and they dunked him. They he was like, you don't even realize you're not even the main character. And that right there, that line right there, that's dope. Because you're telling Batman in a Batman comic that you're not even the main character, bro. That right there is what we call apex. And then they dunk him over the side, man. Just boot him. He falls to the ground, and hell, the city got them police departments after him too. So they're trying to get him too. And it's just ridiculous. You don't know that this person's here to help you. But why? There's always money behind the power. And then Barbara Gordon steps in and sees who it is, and nope, I don't see him. Although he's right there in front of him. And that right there kind of like starts the relationship deeper because we know that they have ties. We know that. We know that Bruce and the Gordons have ties. So why wouldn't they? This version of Batman is so great. He even goes back. He's all battered and bruised. He goes back to his boy, and he even says, "Man, I'm Batman." And he usually never even. When has he done that with anyone outside of Selina or Alfred? Maybe some people from the Justice League, but not just a person who winds up being a villain. The design that Dragata had for all of his artwork is great. The writing that Scott Snyder did was phenomenal. As we get to the end of the zoo, by issue 6, uh, he does get his revenge. He doesn't even care, man. He gets out there and he starts laying waste to the whole crew. I don't care. It's a little kid. You know what you do with a little kid? You punt him. You punt him over the side. That's what you do. Then you have a one-on-one tussle with the main bad of this story, and then you lay waste to him. You end it. And I love how we can use the spires from off of his cowl as actual weapons. That's something that I've never seen before. Okay. So overall in all, I'm not disappointed that I've collected Absolute Batman. I am excited about it because I know I have every issue. And right now we're on issue 20. 21's right around the corner. And I have all Absolute Woman and Absolute Superman. I don't have Flash or Green Lantern. And I've kind of missed the boat on the first printing of Arrow because I was busy last Wednesday and they were all sold out, but I got the second printing coming, a couple issues. Well, that's my take on Absolute Batman. Why don't you in the comments let me know what your take is, and why don't we go to the next topic? All right, let's go, guys. Flirting. At what point is it not innocent anymore, but something that allows you to possibly take that next step? Now, we've all been put in scenarios, and I personally have also. We're going to tackle a few different scenarios that I have been put through with the use of a little bit of AI to construct those scenes. We're going to look at them, and then I'm going to have my wife tell me how she feels I handled them or how she would view those. Let's get into the first scenario. Why don't we?
I wasn't trained.
So I was on a business trip. Just got finished with a full day of meetings, sat at the hotel bar, sipping my drink, minding my own business, and a woman comes up to me and she asked me to buy her a drink. Would that be flirting? Did I step over any bounds? Let's ask my wife.
So with the scene, I don't think you were flirting, but she she definitely flirting.
This one happened and I was just minding my business. Let's look at it.
Hello, sexy.
What do you think my wife's response is going to be on this one? Keep in mind, I ignored the woman. Let's see what she thinks.
She's she was out of line.
So the weird thing is, this next one has happened multiple times, especially when I was younger. Hasn't happened lately. But let's see how it all unfolds.
If you want anything else from me, and I mean anything, call me Daddy.
Now, I know you're thinking, come on, Comic Plug, this stuff can't really happen. Believe me when I say, don't let the bald head fool you and the gray hair. I was very attractive back in the day. And my presence also kind of like, and my behavior being slightly flirtatious. invited at, it seemed. But let's see what my wife thinks about this scenario.
So, yet again, out of line. Um, if I was there, I would have punched her. So,
My wife will remember this next one because I definitely went home and told her about this one. But let's see if I did anything wrong or did that woman step over a line.
Your wife doesn't treat you as good as I can. We should be together.
Now, full disclosure, the AI took some liberty on this, and I don't know why I look like the guy from Saul. But when I worked in a restaurant field, this happened. So let's see what my wife has to say about this one.
there's no words to describe how mad I was. I don't want to go into detail of anything, but it happened.
Now, I've been always in a position of management, and some say that power is attractive. And me being an older gentleman, a lot of times the younger young ladies are attracted to that and that presence. Let's look at the scenario. Now, it's set in a grocery store, but I've never worked in a grocery store. But just understand, let's look at the context, shall we?
I think you're hot.
I don't know if I should be upset because they made me look like an older man. Of course, I didn't feed my image in, but then again, why was that dude so surprised? And yes, did it look like she tapped on the buttocks? That's happened. That has happened before, and I've been touched in other parts of my body, which we won't discuss. Let's see my wife's reaction on this. She should remember this one also.
Um, so I think it is a little flirting on her end. Um, if it wasn't the being so close and touching on the butt.
So in this final scenario, this happened. Now my kids were younger and I would have to go talk to the teachers every now and then. And there was one kindergarten teacher that kind of flirted with me whenever my wife wasn't around. And this did happen. And yes, it seemed like she dropped that on purpose. By no means would I say that I'm the innocent in all this. Yes, I've always been flirtatious. I think as I've gotten older, I've really calmed that down. But none of these flirtatious movements were ever invited. I'm not saying they weren't welcome, but I'm not invited. Let's see what my wife says about this person.
So the AI did not do the thing correct. So the teacher actually dropped papers and bent over with her butt the opposite way. So yes, that was flirting on the teacher's end.
So I appreciate my wife's candidness on her responses, but I think flirting is a natural part of who we are as base animals. The peacocking effect, if you will, what some guys do, and a lot of times the preening that women do also. Not only for significant others, but people of the same sex. Men compete with other men, and women wear makeup to impress other women. Let's be honest. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull my wife into this and I'm going to ask her a few questions. I'm going to see what she feels about what flirting's all about and if it's okay and stuff. Let's get at it. So, Ro, my first question is flirting ever innocent?
Sometimes, like if you're at a bar and like you want to drink, I mean, you're not gonna see the person again. So if they're like flirting, trying to get a drink, or um, I don't know.
So, what my wife says is that she has flirted to get a drink at a
With you,
bar. You don't have to flirt with
I
me.
know.
I mean, there's that. Okay. So let's go to the next question. I don't know if she really answered that. Do you think a flirtatious behavior enhances that partner's jealousy or their partner's jealousy?
I do.
So, Ro, at what point do you think that flirting goes too far? Because you said, like, the answer to the first question, you were like, well, if you're at a bar and you want a drink, and I get it that you're talking from a female standpoint, because very rarely do guys get away with that unless they're at a bar for all dudes.
Mm.
Um, but keeping that in mind, you got a girl that's flirting with a guy at a bar like all night, getting drink after drink. At what point, or is there a point where flirting can go too far?
Um, yeah, I mean, flirting can always go too far with any situation. It just depends on if that person is in a relationship or yeah.
The funniest thing is the majority of the time that people that I've seen that flirt, one of them, if not both, are in relationships because people flirt for a few different reasons, and one is definitely attention. So let me ask you, as a female, does it help your ego when a person flirts with you?
Well, not with me.
Oh, because
I'm different. Not
yeah,
like
I'm
that, but
I'm
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 different.
impervious.
I don't pay attention to all of that. I don't.
Okay, so how about we'll bring up St. Patty's Day. You and I walk into a bar. Both of us are dressed in our little St. Patty's gear, and you had your contacts in, and this woman walks up to you and straight flirting with you, talking about how beautiful your eyes are, and she's touching all on your waist, and she pretty much touched your upper region. So that didn't boost your ego a little bit that day?
No.
Because the realization is my wife works in customer service and guys flirt with her all the time. But God bless my wife.
No, they don't.
They do.
They
She
don't.
just doesn't pick up on signals.
I Listen. They're older. Everybody. No.
I don't know if
Nobody.
my wife realizes, but she also is older. So that's pretty much the age. All right, guys. Thank you, Ro, for joining me for this one and tolerating this. Let's head to the next one. Why don't we? The 1970s. That's when I was a kid. Now, Ro was born in 76, so she has half that. But I remember running, playing, riding a bike in the 70s. I remember the nostalgia of it, drinking out of water hoses. Nothing could hurt us. Biking till the lights were about to come on, then we had to be on the porch by the time the lights came on. The muscle cars in the 70s were great. But one thing I really miss is the candy. The candy from the 70s was awesome. we had the little candy cigarettes. And I remember my dad smoked a lot. And I remembered, you know, being a kid with a little candy cigarette. And if you remember, they used to have little pink tips. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
it was like they're alert. And you're like, yeah, yeah. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? And you thought you were like the cool. Would you like a square?
No.
No, no square for you. But it was so cool, like to have those. Another one that I just adored. I don't know who remembers, but Pop Rocks. You remember these?
I do.
Oh my God, the best thing you want to try these, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the best thing here. I'll talk about them. Here, Rashawn, you
Oh.
you do what you want to do. Pop Rocks are so great, and you could do the chemical reaction with that and like a pop. Uh oh. See, that was the thing. As a kid, that was so great. I mean, the little things, and then they're not the same. But one of my wife's favorite candies are now and laters, or we call them now laters. If I ever had a tooth that was loose, I would just chew on one of these, and the tooth would come right out. I got you grape flavor. And although this was in the 70s, this is one of my wife's favorite candies. She's not gonna really say it, but she does like Airheads.
I don't mind them.
Yeah, well, there you go. She's a taffy fan. So today we're going to talk about my top 10 candies. We're going to start with non-chocolates. So I'm going to give you guys my honorable mentions. All right. My first honorable mention is the Boston baked beans. Love me some Boston baked beans. I also like the burnt peanuts, but the Boston baked beans are good. You love them?
I don't love them. I don't mind them.
So you would go on a first date, but you wouldn't call them back.
You know.
My wife does not like any of this stuff that I'm about to show you.
Absolutely not.
Red vines. Now, some would say Twizzlers are better. Yeah, Twizzlers are greasier. Red vines are more pure to the red licorice. So these two are my honorable mentions. So let's start with number 10 on the list. So let's talk about Lifesaver gummies. Ooh, Lifesaver gummies. These are so great because they're like Lifesavers, but they're in gummy form. Would you like one, dear?
I don't think so.
I'll take one. So these are just so good because you get the best of both worlds. You get the fruitful flavor of the Lifesaver and chewiness of the gummies. So that just came out not too long ago, and that just jumped up. I used to love Lifesavers. I used to also love Jolly Rancher sticks. My favorite was cherry, green apple, and a stick called Fire. Fire was cinnamon, and it was so good. I can't find them anywhere because they don't produce them. They were too good. My number 9 candy, Nerds. Now, I know they got the nerd clusters and everything like that now. We've had them. They're good,
Yeah.
but they're almost too sweet. These right here add a great powdery, like tart taste to them. Would you like some of these?
I do.
Go ahead, have fun. My number 8 candy, and I tried to get the smallest one I could, but they didn't have them. Regular old Starburst. So Starburst, I know they got all these exotic things and all the chewy ones, and you could jelly bean Starburst. There's nothing like the original Starburst. There's nothing like that candy. Great flavor. And back in the days, these were like now laters, but they were chewy. And they were new on the scene, so it was like great. Next, number 7. This tells my age. Bit of honey. Now I love bit of honey. Now I'm not a honey fan. my wife will tell you, I don't like it at all. Not even in my tea. But there's something about Bit of Honey that's really good. It's kind of like the Mary Janes or the squirrels. Remember the squirrels? But Mary Janes, they're really good. I think my wife really likes Bit of Honey too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so these are good. My number 6, and this I feel certain times of the year go up to almost number 3, but this is my number 6, and that is Chico sticks. If you guys are not hip to Chico sticks, something wrong with you. You ain't had a good childhood because these things are great. It's crunchy peanut butter rolled in toasted coconut, and you can taste a peanut butter coconut mix. Each flavor is not overpowering. You know, when you have peanut butter, it kind of takes precedence. It's the main character. Number 5, that is original Mike and Ike. Now I know they got the tropical, they got tropical heat, they got all different kinds, but there's nothing like the original Mike and Ike's. It's kind of like a jelly bean on steroids. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, we're getting to our top 4. Well, my top 4. Her her top 4 has candy corn in it, has circus peanuts in it. She's savage. Like I don't get it why she likes those two.
I don't have favorite candies. Actually, I mean, one of mine, I
Yeah.
guess, M&M's with peanuts.
Yeah.
That is.
You know what?
I actually think that that's my number one go to for if chocolate
Yeah.
or almond joy.
Okay. Well, she's not a chocolate fan whatsoever, which is kind of weird for any human being. My number 4 are Sour Patch Kids. Again, you can get the other ones like what are the Warheads are really sour, but the original Sour Patch Kids are awesome. I love them. I feel you want some.
I don't.
You don't. Oh, you know, I'm so glad about this. But my number 3, I guarantee she's probably going to steal the box. My number 3, hot tamales.
No.
She's lying. Oh my God. Look, I'm going to tell you, if I had lemon drops, she would steal them too. But I don't have lemon drops. Hot tamales are so good because they have the chewiness and they have that nice little bit of heat. It's like having hot chips, but sweeter, you know? My number 2, and I'm going to get some hate online for this, Tootsie Rolls.
Disgusting.
You're disgusting. Tootsie Rolls are so good. They're not chocolate, they're
so
fudge.
nasty.
But they're so good. So whenever the grandbabies go trick-or-treating, I take all their Tootsie Rolls because their parent has blindfolded them to the goodness of the Tootsie Roll. Now my wife will have the fruity rolls.
Mhm.
Those are hideous. Those are made of chemical disaster. That's what that is. And we are now to our number 1 non-chocolate candies, and that is Payday. This right here is so great. If you want to do a workout and you want to get quick energy, this is great. It's my go-to when it comes to non-chocolate candies. There's my top 10 for that. Let's get to the top 10 favorite chocolate candies that I have as me, the comic plug, not her, because she's weird. So here we are back again. My top 10 candies made of chocolate. If you're wondering what she's eating Chico sticks. I'm telling you, they're so good. Let's get to my honorable mentions. In no discernible order, I had 3 of them. It is the 100 grand bar. I really like this. It has the best of everything. It's like Crunch Bar and a caramel bar all in one. Another one is Milky Way. Now, my wife has something against caramel and nougat and things like that, and I don't know why she hates it so much. It is good, and it's simple. Another one, Milk Duds. These are great at the movies with some nice hot butter popcorn. I've heard of people like mixing these in with the hot buttered popcorn and just going to town. So let's get to my number 10 on my list. Whoppers, the original malt milked ball or whatever, malted milk balls. These are good.
They are.
They are. And but the thing is, like, I can't have more than like 3 or 4 of them at a time. Let's just eat 3 or 4 and be like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't like malted shakes though, which is weird because that's pretty much what those are made from. My number 9 on the list is a sleeper, and it's Mr. Good Bar.
Mm. You know what? Back in the day, my grandfather would buy us those.
Yeah.
I didn't mind them
Hmm.
too much, but did we have to sell those at school too? I think.
I didn't sell anything at school.
I think we did, and that's probably why
But the
it
Mr.
was.
Good Bar is kind of like the Crunch
Yeah.
Bar with peanuts in it instead of the little crunch little things. I didn't mind the
Mm.
Nestle's Crunch, but it just didn't have the heft that Mr. Good Bar did. My number 8, and yes, it's that low on the list, is original Snickers bar. Now I know they have the almond one now, but the Snickers, it does kind of satisfy a little bit. It's a great mixture, and it's a great story of how this came to be. There's many documentaries out there. Now we got my number 7 is York peppermint patty. Man, talk about great things. This is the only dark chocolate treat that I like.
That's me too.
It is
And I
only.
don't like chocolate.
Did you know that it
So,
has 70% less fat? I would like it to have 70% more fat, to be honest with you. My number 6, Junior Mints. I think 4 out of every 5 times we go to the show, I buy Junior Mints. And the 5th time, she buys Junior Mints. Am I lying?
no.
These are great. Again, dark chocolate mint.
Hmm.
I know what you're saying. How are you going to have the York peppermint patty and the Junior Mints on there? Easy, because it's my thing. So I'm going to do that. Now, my 5th candy, Butterfingers. You know what? I would have Butterfingers up higher, but there's something about the little crunchy wafers that get in my teeth
I
that
was
just
just about to
irritate
say
my
that.
soul.
Yep. Hmm.
That's why they're where they're at. They should be higher up on the list, right? But that is a
Yeah.
determining factor of what makes it not enjoyable to eat because it's like, ugh.
Hmm.
With some chocolates, I like freezing them. I will not try to freeze that. That is not going to be fun. My number 4 on the list, Reese Pieces. I mean, what? What, Rashawn? What?
Like them.
Oh, wow.
You can put those in some ice cream,
Hmm.
mix it. You can put in like um, what's it? A shake.
Yeah. You can
Yeah.
spray whipped cream on your significant other's body. You can put those on there too. What's up? My number 3, and this is where it got really difficult. There's 2 separate kind of candy bars, but they're in essence the same thing. My number 3 is a Heath bar. Some would say a score. These are so good. These, not a lot of people under the age of 40 probably we even had one, but these are so good. My number 2 on the list is Almond Joy. Now, Almond Joy is next freaking level. If you like mounds, you're a savage.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you should go ahead and write letters to your friends and your family and tell them why you're a horrible person. And here we are, Rashawn. My number 1 chocolate candy, Reese Cups. Can you tell me if there's any more perfect of a candy than this? You would say peanut M&Ms, and I would say you're out of your mind, Reese
I
Cups.
actually like the Reese's the sticks. The Reese's sticks.
Because she also loves Kit Kats.
I
See?
do, but I like the Reese's sticks better.
But you don't really taste the peanut butter in the Reese sticks.
I actually think that's okay. I don't mind peanut butter, but it's good. It has that crunch.
Okay, so I
That's
don't mind
nice.
peanut butter. This is coming from a person that's into fitness. I don't mind peanut butter. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching this episode 3. Hope you guys stayed to the end. Make sure that you guys go ahead and subscribe, comment, turn your notifications on, give us a like, right, Rashawn?
Yeah.
We need some help. Let's get our subscribers up. You guys have a great, great day, and we shall see you later, right? Are we going to do 2 hands again? 2 hand wave. Yeah. Are you raising a roof? You're supposed to be waving. There you go.